Study Guide to Tsgt October 1st, 2023 109. Chapter 17 Security Section 17b Operations Security 17.7 USAF Operations Security Program. The purpose of operations security is to reduce the vulnerability of USAF missions by eliminating or reducing successful adversary collection and exploitation of critical information. Operations security uses a cycle to identify, analyze, and control critical information that applies to all activities used to prepare, sustain, or employ forces during all phases of operations. USAF personnel can be under observation at their peacetime bases and locations, in training or exercises, while moving, or when deployed and conducting combat operations. USAF units utilize a profiling process to identify vulnerabilities and indicators of their day-to-day activities. With this understanding, Operations Security Program Managers and Signature Managers use the signature management methodology to apply measures or countermeasures to hide, control, or simulate indicators. Operations Security Signature Managers also recommend modifying the day-to-day activities at an installation or organization to create variations in the status quo. Operations security involves attentiveness to identify those actions that can be observed by adversary intelligence systems, determine what specific indications could be collected, analyzed, and interpreted to derive critical information in time to be useful to adversaries. Select and execute measures that eliminate or reduce to an acceptable level the vulnerabilities of friendly actions to adversary exploitation. Operational effectiveness. Operations security involves a series of analyses to examine the planning, preparation, execution, and post-execution phases of any operation or activity across the entire spectrum of military action and in any operational environment. Operations security analysis provides decision-makers with a means of weighing the risk to their operations. Decision-makers must determine the amount of risk they are willing to accept in particular operational circumstances in the same way as operational risk management allows commanders to assess risk in mission planning. Operational effectiveness is enhanced when commanders and other decision-makers apply operations security from the earliest stages of planning. Operations security principles. Operations security principles must be integrated into operational, support, exercise, acquisition planning, and day-to-day activities to ensure a seamless transition to contingency operations. The operations security cycle consists of the following distinct actions. Identify critical information. Analyze threats. Analyze vulnerabilities. Assess risk. Apply appropriate operations security countermeasures. Study Guide to Tsgt October 1st, 2023 110. 17.8 Operations Security Indicators. Operations security indicators are friendly, detectable actions and open-source information that can be interpreted or pieced together by an adversary to derive critical information. The 5 basic characteristics of operations security indicators that make them potentially valuable to an adversary are briefly described here. Signatures. A signature is a characteristic of an indicator that is identifiable or stands out. Signature management is the active defense or exploitation of operational profiles at a given military installation. Defense of operational profiles is accomplished by implementing measures to deny adversary collection of critical information. Associations. An association is the relationship of an indicator to other information or activities. Profiles. Each functional activity generates its own set of more or less unique signatures and associations. The sum of these signatures and associations is the activity's profile. A profiling process is used to map the local operating environment and capture process points that present key signatures and profiles with critical information value. Contrasts. A contrast is any difference observed between an activity's standard profile and most recent or current actions. Exposure. Exposure refers to when and for how long an indicator is observed. The longer an indicator is observed, the better chance an adversary can form associations and update the profile of operational activities.